Hello and welcome to the Embrace the Mud podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that I think trips a lot of us up in relationships, and that is expectations. How do you determine if an expectation that you have is realistic or not? That's what we're getting into today, so let's dive in. You are listening to the Embrace the Mud podcast, where we discuss all things related to healthy, joyful, and life-giving relationships. Why focus on relationships? Because the quality of our intimate partnerships and close connections influences our health, happiness, and longevity more than anything else in our lives. Relationships matter a lot. So together, let's jump into the mud, aka our messy relationships, pull some weeds, plant some seeds, and create an enriching environment where strong relationships can take root. I am your grateful host, Dara Posner. I am a relational disaster working toward relational mastery. I am also a positive psychology coach, a relational mindset coach, a blogger, and now a podcaster. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Embrace the Mud podcast, where we discuss all things related to healthy, joyful, life-giving relationships. If you are a fan of this podcast, please subscribe, follow, like, review, and share. Your engagement in this way is crucial to the success of the podcast, and I appreciate you taking just a few seconds to support my mission, which is to help people like you flourish in life and love. Do you ever find yourself questioning whether your expectations in your relationship are realistic? Maybe you feel uncertain about what you should expect from your partner, or you're not sure if your own expectations are fair. If so, I want you to know that you are not alone. Many of us struggle to qualify our own or our partner's expectations, and it can leave us feeling confused and frustrated. But here's the thing, expectations are a normal part of any relationship. We all have them, whether we realize it or not. The problem arises when we don't mindfully manage our expectations, leading to lots of misunderstandings, resentment, and disconnection. To understand expectations better, let's break them down into 3 categories. First, there are what I call premium expectations. These represent the universal needs that all people have in relationships. For example, it should be a given that respect, honesty, and kindness are expected in romantic dynamics. These are the foundational elements of a healthy relationship, and they form the basis of our interactions with our partners. Next, and this is where most of us get ourselves into trouble, we have what I call moderate expectations, and these represent the individual needs of each person in a relationship. These can vary greatly from person to person and may include things like quality time, affection, or support. The key with moderate expectations is to mindfully manage them by ensuring that there is mutual understanding about what these needs are and what's expected in terms of how they should be met. Unmet needs that don't have a clear agreement associated with them are often a result of unrealistic expectations. Now, as I said, I'm aware that this is where most of us get into trouble, and that's why I created the No More Unmet Needs workbook. This is a 4-step, 16-page workbook that is designed to help you first and foremost get clear on what your needs actually are. So many of us don't have that clarity. And if we don't have that clarity, we cannot be successful in the realm of expectations in our relationships. It all starts with being clear about what we need and also being clear on what our partners need. So the workbook takes you through a process where you get clear on your needs, you get clear on your partner's needs, you get clear on how specifically you desire for those needs to be fulfilled, and it finishes off with a beautiful, simple template for how to have a needs-based conversation with your partner so that these needs become explicit and agreed upon. So if you're recognizing that this is a struggle point for you and it would help you to get clear on what your needs are and also on what your partner's needs are and how to communicate about them, then you can head over to mudcoaching.com/shop and download your copy of the No More Unmet Needs workbook. By the way, if you're a podcast listener, you get 10% off. I have a special discount code just for you, and that code is GOODLOVE, all one word, GOODLOVE. You could just pop that into the discount code box on the checkout screen. All right, so moving along to our third category, we have toxic expectations. And these are the expectations that exist in the shadows of the relationship. Either no one has shed light on them or they've been discussed, but the conversation isn't over because no mutual agreements have been formed. Yet the expectation remains. So this can lead to bitterness, resentment, and ultimately major disconnection between you and your partner. So how can you determine if your expectations are realistic and healthy for yourself and the relationship? Start by reflecting on your own needs and desires. Are your expectations aligned with your values and your priorities? Are they reasonable given the nature of your relationship and your partner's capabilities? It's also important to communicate openly and honestly with your partner about your expectations. Be willing to listen to their perspective and be open to compromise if necessary. And finally, be willing to let go of toxic expectations that are causing harm to your relationship. Remember, healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, understanding, and compromise. By mindfully managing your expectations, you can create a relationship that is fulfilling, supportive, and loving for both you and your partner. Are you a successful professional who is thriving in their career, but who feels like they're stumbling in the realm of relationships? Believe me, I understand. I have been there myself. That's why I'm excited to share something special with you. Here on the Embrace the Mud podcast, I'm diving deep into the world of relationships, but I also have a transformative 12-week coaching program just for you. It involves 12 virtual 50-minute sessions where we work together one-on-one to unlock the secrets to becoming confident relational masters. The program is all about understanding yourself and your needs, clarifying what you truly want, and mastering the fundamentals of creating healthy, joyful, life-giving relationships. So if you're tired of feeling uncertain, if you're ready to step into your power and cultivate the fulfilling connections you deserve, then my program is for you. Just head over to mudcoaching.com for more details and to schedule your discovery call. Let's start transforming your relationships and your life. You don't have to wait any longer. Your best relationships are just around the corner. All right, that is all I have for you today. I hope you will accept today's invitation to reflect on your own expectations and determine whether or not you're mindfully managing them, and if not, to begin doing so that you can enhance the quality of your relationship by maximizing the potential that both you and your partner will mutually get your needs met more often and consistently, and you'll reduce the incidences of bitterness and resentment, which could very easily poison your relationship and destroy your bond. All right, I will be back here tomorrow with another episode for you. And until then, please remember, you are wired for love and connection. You are capable of love and connection. You are worthy of love and connection. I'll see you soon.